Audio Jungle.
Falmouth laborer charged with fatal stabbing of two men in separate incidents. A man has been charged in connection with the fatal stabbing of two men in separate incidents in Falmouth, Trelawney last Wednesday night. The accused has been identified as 24-year-old laborer Solomon Minto of Wakeland Drive, Falmouth in the parish. He has been charged in connection with the murders of 44-year-old Noel Nelson of Water Lane, Falmouth, and Joel Curry of Martebray, both in Trelawney. Reports are that about 9:30 p.m., Nelson was standing on Parade Street in Falmouth in the vicinity of the public sanitary facility when he was pounced upon and stabbed in the neck and chest by an assailant armed with a knife. Then approximately 11:17 p.m., while the police were probing the scene on Parade Street, the lawmen were called to Water Square in the town, where Curry was set upon and stabbed. He was taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he subsequently succumbed to his injuries. Minto is scheduled to appear in the Trelawney Parish Court on Friday, February 9 and Thursday, February 15 in relation to the killing of Curry and Nelson respectively. Taxi operator charged with robbery in grocery store, shooting business operator. A taxi operator has been charged for his role in the alleged robbery of a grocery store and the injury of a man who was reportedly shot in the chest in Clapham District, Monique in St. Anne on Thursday, January 25th. Charged is 24-year-old Rajiv Brown of Greenpond Orchards in the parish. He is charged with wounding with intent, robbery with aggravation, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. Reports are that Brown and another man, both armed with handguns, entered a grocery shop and opened gunfire at the operators, one of whom received gunshot wound to the chest. The men then robbed the grocery shop operator of a Samsung phone valued at $35,000 and $5,000 cash. The injured man was taken to hospital where he was treated and admitted in serious condition. On Wednesday, January 31st, Brown was arrested by the police, and on Saturday, February 3rd, he gave a caution statement confessing to the crime. On Monday, Brown was pointed out during an identification parade and was later charged. His court date is being finalized. Eyes on second term, Brown Lawrence shrugs off IC charges. Though still facing fraud and corruption charges, Kim Brown Lawrence says she has no doubt that she'll be able to hold on to Brownstown Division in St. Anne for the Jamaica Labour Party. She has been under investigation by the Integrity Commission since 2019 due to her involvement in the Caribbean Maritime University CMU fraud probe. It is alleged that she received and used CMU funds to fix roads in her constituency. She was arrested and charged in October 2019 during an early morning raid of her house. At the nomination center on Thursday, Brown Lawrence insisted that the charges were trumped up. "I've not been convicted. I don't follow propaganda. There is no need to follow propaganda. Just follow my page instead of the news. It's all propaganda. They see a campaign and they are trying to fight me down, but my Brownstown people love me and I'm standing by them," she said. Brown Lawrence has been the council for one term, having defeated the People's National Party, Delaware Redway, in 2016. This time around, she will face off against the PNP Charles Clark. For a seat that has been controlled for the PNP for 36 years, I've only been in for one term, and I've shown them that work was supposed to be done all along. I'm the champion, she boasted on Thursday. However, Clark believes her performance has been lacking, and this has opened the door for him. He is not a stranger to politics, having successfully contended the Gilroy division in 2012. However, in 2016, he was ousted by the JLP Cardell Wickham. He is firm in his belief that his history in Gibraltar will not determine his future in Brownstown. The Brownstown division is different. Brownstown has people who are thinking forward and want a better community. They have asked me to come and help to build the community, stated Clark. The people are dissatisfied with a lot of things. There is no representation in the division and the constituency. I'm here to bring back the things that we need to develop this community and overall the division, he added. 6 candidates nominated in North Central Clarendon for local government election. With nominations for the local government election officially closed as at 2 p.m., Jamaica's 2 major political parties nominated a total of 6 candidates in the constituency of Clarendon North Central. They are PNP candidate for Moko Division, Romaine Morrison, who was initially a Jamaica Labour Party councillor for the area, but switched sides after reportedly falling out with the Member of Parliament for the constituency, Robert Morgan. Mars will go up against Clement Elves, who Morgan said is the right person to get the job done in the division. For the Chapelton division, JPL incumbent Herschel Brown will go up against PNP franchise Douglas, who said there is still a lot of work that needs to be done in the division. Douglas referred to the constant water issue Chapelton is facing. Additionally, for the Rock River division, PNP's Nadine Bonner-Williams will have to contend with JLP incumbent Uriel Mitchell, who is looking to serve his 5th term as counsel for the division. Nevertheless, the excitement at the Chapelton Family Court, where the nominations were held, was palpable as supporters cheered for their preferred candidate. Comrades were heard declaring that time come as they chant the party slogan for the election, while the Labourites with green flags waving high were shouting out "Vote for Labour." During an interview with the candidates, they have expressed complete confidence that they will be the victor come February 26 when the country will go to the polls. Army man and murder rap had mental illness same year as marriage. A slate of medical psychiatry reports entered into evidence in an ongoing trial of Lieutenant Burnett, the former Jamaica Defense Force physiotherapist who stabbed his wife attorney-at-law, wife Nadrika, to death on December 2018, had indicated that Burnett was first diagnosed with a mental illness in 2008, the same year he married his wife, and he continued to decline. Jacqueline Samuels Brown, King's Counsel, attorney for the 41-year-old and addressing trial judge, Justice Dale Palmer in the Home Circuit Court in the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston on Wednesday, said her client was first diagnosed with generalization anxiety depression in 2008. She said his condition deteriorated, leading to him being diagnosed with major depression disorder with anxiety distress in January of 2018. Burnett murdered his wife on December 13, 2018. Wednesday, Samuels Brown pointed to an expert opinion contained in one of the reports which said Burnett experienced a further decline leading to him being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, the depressive type, and was at one point placed on suicide watch. The court was told that during his hospitalization at one point, Burnett expressed hopelessness, suicidal ideation along with auditory hallucination telling him he is worthless and encouraging him to end his life. The voices are encouraging him to hurt his wife, the court heard. Samuels Brown in telling the court that she had been conflicted in abducting evidence relative to the participation of his dear wife in all of the transpired relative to the time leading up to her death, in making it clear that the defense has no intent to make her into the evil one, said, "I think she was diligent in attending to her husband, but had become an extent disheartened by the fact that he was not improving as it was anticipated that he should have been." Stated Samuels Brown, "Law is not an exact science, it's like medicine. It's not an exact science, and even in medicine, when it comes to psychiatrists, it becomes even more inabstract." The attorney said one medical expert had noted that Nadrika appeared to be supportive to her husband, but indifferent to the psychiatric diagnosis and more focused on spiritual-based interventions. Moreover, the expert said that the now-deceased attorney had rebuffed any worry for her own safety and their 2 children, adding that in sessions, Burnett and his wife emphasized that usefulness of daily prayer sessions and declared that his symptoms had abated. She stated that stressors identified in relation to Burnett, according to one expert, were his membership of the Jamaica Defense Force and relationship stressor. Samuels Brown on Wednesday said those stressors are no longer a factor since Burnett has been discharged by the Army and his wife is deceased. Burnett, who had been charged for murder, pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the basis of diminished responsibility on Monday, gone when on trial began. On Wednesday, Justice Palmer, in ruling on the plea, said having heard the evidence contained in the report of the medical professionals, together with the voice of evidence on the mental state of Burnett prior to and just after the murder of his wife, it had been established on a balance of probabilities that there were substantially diminished responsibility on the part of Burnett and that it was appropriate for the prosecution to accept plea of guilty of manslaughter. Justice Palmer, however, said she had some concerns relating to the availability of facilities that can attend to this type of malady before making a sentence decision, and as such was minded to request the Office of the Public Defender to appear before the tribunal, given that the facilities for mentally ill offenders are at best limited and at worst non-existent. So the concern I have goes beyond just criminal liability, and so that is why I am contemplating submission from the learned public defender in addition to learned counsels and the Crown, he said. He added that in seeming to Burnett and his particular need, as well as his constitutional rights, he was also mindful of the public's interest and safety. in noting that members of the public at times view sentencing decisions by judge as the actions of individuals who are untouchable by the issues of those appearing before the court, Justice Palmer stated, "We do not take these situations lightly," he added. The tribunal is also to hear submission from 2 members of the team of doctors who treated Burnett over the course of his diagnosis when it meets next ahead of the sentencing decision by the judge. Burnett's 70-year-old mother, taking the stand on Wednesday, broke down several times during her testimony, in silent tears, her aged face awash with grief. The mother, who said she spoke to her son and family almost daily, said at some point in 2018 she was not hearing from her son as usual, and said when there was no response to her repeated calls to his phone, alarm bells went off. According to the mother, after speaking to Nadrika, she decided to visit the family and arrived in the island on December 8 and was picked up from the airport by the attorney, who was the only one who was aware that she would be visiting. She said when her son saw her enter the bedroom, he folded his hands and started to cry. "I went in and hugged him and I told him everything would be okay," the mother said. She said some days later she learned that her son was supposed to be on medication after he complained of feeling unwell. She said when she inquired, he told her he was on medication for nervousness. According to the mother, she gave him half of his prescribed tablet before he complained that taking a whole tablet made him sleepy and he had problems when he took the whole pill. She said she spoke with her daughter-in-law about her son's medication the following week of the visit. The Tuesday morning, he woke up and said he wasn't feeling well, and I went to get the medication. When I was going to the room with a glass of water and the pill, Sanji, pet name for Nadrika, said to me, "What am I doing?" And I said I was going to give it to him. I proceeded towards the bathroom, where he was. Sanji was behind me and said I should not give him the medication because that's not what is wrong with him. It's a spiritual problem, the elderly woman told the court. She said her daughter-in-law, in exiting the bathroom, told her husband, "I'm going to see who you're going to listen to, me or your mother." She told the court that her husband took the tablet she offered and swallowed it. She said a day after she left Jamaica, Wednesday, December 12, her son killed his wife. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.